Welcome to the B&H Creators Green Room, and just like a real green room, we're going to spill the tea with some of your favorite creators. Our first guest is Shuang Hu, aka Shu, or The One Shu, if you follow her on many viral videos across social media. Shu is an actress, a producer, a director, a content creator. Honestly, she has more titles than I can even remember. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Hey, Shu.
Hi, guys.
First of all, thank you so much for coming. I haven't seen you since the Build Expo, so I appreciate your time today. How's everything been going since June?
It's been a wild time. I think I mentioned at the Build Expo to you that I was focusing on long form content. I've predominantly been a short form creator. I've been finding ways to merge my traditional film and TV mind and my online sensibility and trying to create content that is a balance of both. So I feel like I'm achieving both at the same time. It wasn't until this year that it kind of clicked for me that long form YouTube content actually is a great way to merge both of those things because you can tell longer stories and have a more narrative structure of a piece of content, but it can still live online. And it's so funny because it's taken me 5 years to realize that. I kept thinking I had to separate the two. And now I'm like, wait, I could just make it myself and I have a distribution platform, which is YouTube. I'm basically my own Netflix. Why don't I just make my own content, put it out there?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, wow.
That literally is everything we're going to talk about today. For the folks that are listening that don't know, you're an actress, a producer, a writer, a director, in addition to being a viral content creator. First, yes, queen. And second of all,
thank you.
Take us on this journey. How did this happen? You just alluded to 5 years, but I know you're another content creator born out of the pandemic. But how did this really all get started?
On this one fateful day, 2 years before they announced lockdown, I started making, remember that term?
Yeah.
Social distancing?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's on the dictionary because of us.
Literally.
I'm so traumatized from that time. Anyway, that's a different story. So it was during the pandemic. It was just before the pandemic. I started making content with other two content creator friends of mine who also happened to be actors. So I knew them because of the filmmaking world. And one of them had started making online content, little skits, and I kind of joined in on that. It was a whole different thing to me, a whole different way of being creative and just making something. So we had made a few skits the week prior, and then the pandemic hit, and because the three of us were together that week, we just decided, hey, let's just have our little bubble, the three of us, and make content together for the next however long we're stuck in social distancing life for. So that's what we did. It was just very lucky that we kind of found each other at the right time, because otherwise if I had to do that alone, that would have been very painful. But the three of us were just making content 3 days a week. We were meeting up, filming content, and then every night I would be editing and then posting. So it was it became a full-time job. When we started making the content and it started popping off, I was like, oh, this is how people do it. This is how social media works. You make content for free that people like, and then hopefully enough brands see it and it becomes viral enough that brands see it and then they want to pay you to promote their products. I'm like, oh, this is how the creator economy works. It was like a unicorn situation for me.
So lucky that you guys were social distancing together. So lucky that all happened at that time, because like you said, so many creators, I think, try to find little creative collaboration, bubbles. But to have two people who were also in the film and TV business, kind of who understood production and pre-production and post-production, and then to fully have a little creative cohort to work with, oh my God, priceless. So at what point did you think, okay, this is really working?
Yeah. So it was this video titled "When Your Crush is a Tease." Basically, in this video, my crush would say do you want a kiss? And I'd be like, yes. And then he'd bring out this huge ass chocolate kiss. You know those kiss chocolates? Yes, but I had got given one for Chinese New Year that was this big. So I think just like image wise, it was just
Yeah.
very shocking,
Yeah.
engaging, one might say.
Scroll stopping. Scroll stopping.
Scroll stopping,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And then it was like a three bit, comedies are in three. So there was like three situations where he was teasing me with these double entendres. And that went viral. And then I was like, oh, people like this. So I made a series, like 8 of them. And I just kept making videos like that. And then I kept making romantic style videos with this particular guy. And people really like seeing that. And then every single one just got bigger and bigger and more viral. And I just kept playing on like relationship situations. And then the next one that went viral is like when you have to keep up appearances for your man, and
Mm.
just like showing how girls always are doing these like powerful things, and then girls are like stronger than men. And I think the younger audience really like to see that, especially the female audience.
Hmm.
And then that's exactly how you blow up on social media and not just become a trend that fizzles out overnight. You need
Hmm.
to find your niche, what people like you for, and then
Hmm.
just keep making the same thing.
See, because I was going to ask that. So many people are like, do I switch for a trend? Like, if a trend is happening, do I try to make that fit into the niche that I already exist in? Or do you stick true to yourself and kind of like the community will come?
Oh, I think it's one and then the other.
Okay.
It's like stick to yourself, find your community, and then use trends to make videos that people know you for. Because we were still getting on bandwagons, we were still getting on trends. Like there was like the light switch trend.
Mm.
And I would do that with the guy that I was filming with, and people ate that up. So I
Okay.
think if you can make the trend work for your content, do that. But if the trend is so far outside of your content, you can't find a way to make it like your brand, then I would
Mhm.
say it's not for you. And be okay with not making everything. Be okay with like knowing that you are this lane, not this lane. Don't look at other people and go, oh, she's doing that and he's doing that and it's blowing up. I mean, do it if that's already your niche. Like if you make couple content and you see another couple make a really funny video, go ahead and be inspired by that. But don't be
Mhm.
making like, I don't know, race car videos or something.
Sure.
Stick within your niche.
Yeah, like authenticity is key. And I think not getting
Mm,
swayed by the algorithm every 5 minutes, I think is very important. I
yeah.
remember my first, not that I did any content for myself, but I was working for a brand at the time of the
Hmm.
lockdown. And we did
Hmm.
the board in the house one. And it
Hmm.
did pretty well. And it's like one of the only ones I've ever been in because I was like very
Hmm.
much like behind the camera girly. Like it made sense for the brand to kind of do that because it was so trendy at the time, but also like we were all
Yeah.
inside. So it felt like one of those like evergreen ones that just fit. But yeah, if it's so niche that it's a struggle, like is going to guarantee to flop anyway. So like why have a bad performing piece of content?
Yeah. Yeah.
How much are you ruled by the metrics? Like, are you one of those people that check everything all the time? I mean, as an artist too, right? Like, you still want to just tell stories. Do you kind of let that be the North Star or do you look at the metrics?
Well, I definitely look at the metrics because I think a
Mhm.
good story will do well. And if it doesn't
Mhm.
do well, it might be
Mhm.
because of your story, either the way you've edited it or the way you've
Mhm.
told it. But I truly believe good stories will do well,
Mhm.
especially if you've already built up an audience. The content I make um, will always go on my YouTube and then sometimes go on my Instagram and sometimes go on my TikTok.
Mm. How
But
do you decide?
if it's baby shoe, always goes on my YouTube, and it goes on every other platform except for Instagram because I think baby shoe, even though I find it hilarious, some of my older audience on Instagram might not appreciate that kind of humor. It's a little bit over like acted and very exaggerated, my characters, which is great for YouTube and the younger audience. Instagram being an older platform, or when I say older platform, I mean people on there are a little bit older, more mature.
Mhm.
They, minimum 13 to be on there. So I
Yeah.
find my older audience don't really respond to Baby Shoe as much.
Mhm.
So I might post it as a story, but I usually will never post it as a reel.
Mhm.
But like my We're Asian content that's a little bit more unhinged, I'll definitely post on Instagram because people like that. They like commenting on things that are a little bit unhinged, a little bit like different comment starters. Like
Mm.
Instagram is very much about the comments. Whenever I see a funny video, I go to the comments. I'm like, okay, who's come up with the funniest comment?
Okay, you're teasing a little bit about Baby Shoe, but for the listeners and watchers who don't know what kind of content you generally make, I mean, you've done so much. You've had an Amazon show. Can you tell us a little bit about all of the other projects you worked on? Because I mean, some of them are major, major.
Thanks, Deanna. Yeah, I have a movie on Amazon that came out last year. I co-wrote it, co-produced, and co-created. And then I also am the lead actress in it. It's a rom-com. It's called Five Blind Dates. It's the crowning achievement of my career thus far.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started off as an actor, I was also cast in this show called The Family Law, which is on Hulu. It's the Australian version of Fresh Off the Boat, that's what I say.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then,
Mm-hmm.
and there's another show called Ronnie Chang International Student that is on
Mm-hmm.
Comedy Central. It's also on YouTube for free.
Do you think your content creation persona helped land anything, or do you think it just all kind of is happening kind of parallel with each other?
I think they were all happening in parallel with each other, but at the
Mhm.
time that I pitched the feature film to
Mhm.
Amazon, I had about 400,000 followers on TikTok, which
Wow.
is not like a small amount for
No.
sure. They did believe that I did have some sort of
Mhm.
ingrown audience that would follow me to the Amazon platform once my movie came out. So I think it helped for sure. And definitely during
Mhm.
production, they were like, do not stop your social media. Because I was like, I was telling them, I was joking, I was like, oh, maybe I'll just stop doing social media so I can focus on acting. They're like, nope, don't do
Right,
it.
right.
Not yet, not till the movie comes out.
That makes sense. Yeah, yeah. I would imagine like having your cake and eating it too in some ways, right? Because you get to still act and do the the artistic creative expression that you've grown up wanting to do, and
Yeah.
also telling the stories that you want to tell on a large screen to many, many millions of people potentially. But then also to have short form content now in your back pocket to not have to wait on
Mm,
uh, a distributor, right? And not have to
mm.
wait for someone else to tell you like this is good enough. Like how empowering.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no.
feel very blessed,
Mhm,
very lucky to have
mhm,
my supporters with me on the journey.
mhm. So I guess to the people listening who are like new creators and
Hmm.
really want to kind of have some actionable items to take away, are
Hmm.
there things that you've learned specifically on the social side where you're like, "Oh, I
Mm.
wish I would have known this 5 years ago?"
Oh, for sure. I think my biggest regret was, you know how I told you I was like filming with three particular people? We were doing
Mhm,
that for about 9 months. I did have a falling out with one of them, so I
mhm.
wasn't able to make that kind of content anymore. And well, at the time, this person was not very nice. And uh,
Not to our shoe.
yeah, basically, we can talk about sidebar about it. They made me feel like I couldn't make the same kind of content anymore because the content we
Mm,
were making was very similar.
mhm,
And I felt very self-conscious about it. And so I pivoted my content very drastically and very suddenly, and then my views plummeted, and I just
mm.
like stopped growing for like 6 months.
Wow.
It took me a while to like find my voice again and to find a new niche for myself and make that kind of content. If I could go back in time, I would tell myself to F the other person and just keep doing what you want to do. Just because it's
Mhm,
similar content does not mean you're not allowed to make it. And
mhm,
everybody else out there is doing one iteration of someone else's content too. I've seen other bigger creators copy my content, not like even credit me. And I've been like, oh, that's just how it goes
mhm.
sometimes. But like, that is the internet. You're just like recycling good like other people's good content when you see it. That's basically how trends happen. It's like I wish I had have just been more confident in myself and
Yeah.
not cared about what the other person thought because at the end of the day they didn't care about me. So
Mhm.
why am I putting so much thought on them and then
Yeah.
negatively affecting myself? There are voices out there, do not listen to them. Just
Mm,
if you are confident in what you want to do and the type of content you want to make, go out and do it regardless of the naysayers, because you you have to be the one who goes to bed with yourself at night
mhm.
and is Don't ever put yourself down for someone else.
It's so
Mm-hmm.
easy to feel overwhelmed and like have imposter syndrome and be like, why am I going to do this if this has been done? And it's like what you're saying, if people want to follow you because of like your unique authentic self, right? It doesn't matter
Yeah.
if everyone's doing the same recipe. It just matters
Mm-hmm.
like what you're doing and how you're doing it and like who you are. So I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to
Mm-hmm.
trust. Did you ever
Mm-hmm.
have, I guess, some sense of like imposter syndrome too? And like how did you push past that for all of us?
For sure, for sure. I think that's why I let myself get talked into failing
Mhm.
because I attributed to my success to other people. I was like,
Mm.
oh, I only went viral because of him. He was in my video. It wasn't because of me. I put
Mhm.
a lot
Mhm.
of credit on the people around me instead of myself. Like, oh, I had a co-writer for the film, and I thought,
Mhm.
oh, it's because he's a good writer, not because of me.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
so when you fail or things don't go your way, you go, I've definitely thought, okay, yes, because I'm just not talented enough and I didn't deserve this and it was a fluke. I've
Mhm.
absolutely thought that about
Mhm.
myself. I don't know when the switch was. I think, actually, I don't even know if I had that switch. I think I still have imposter syndrome. I still don't believe that there are, 13 million followers around the world, 13 million people around the world that follow me. That just like the concept is not, I,
It's real. I've seen the numbers. It's
yeah,
real. Plus one right here.
but oh,
Plus
so
like
sweet.
five is in the room actually that you can't
Yeah.
see.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. I don't know. I think it's different to traditional celebrities and musicians
Mhm.
where you can like physically see your fans when you go to a concert or you go to a
True.
film
Mhm.
premiere or you go to a meet and greet, you physically see them there. But like I've not physically seen a lot of my fans in one place all at once.
Mhm. Mhm. That makes
So it's
sense.
a
Yeah.
little hard to
Yeah.
believe
Yeah. So
that they're out there.
they're there. They're so out there. They came to build. So many of them came to build to see you and to speak.
That's
And yeah,
true.
yeah.
Mm,
Shout out to the
well,
people that came to build. Yeah.
yes.
And I oh my god, I loved our talk at Build too. So I didn't say this at the
Mm,
top, but thank you so much for coming and supporting B&H all the time and being a part of Build. It was one of my favorite panels, not because we were both on it, but just I think we had a
same.
conversation of like women in media, and I think that was so needed too, just
Yeah.
across the board. I think it was really a good one. But I wanted to talk about collaborations a little because obviously, like I think it's very important, like you're saying, to pick the right creators to collaborate with, and really
Hmm.
having a support system you can trust. So,
Hmm.
coming up, we actually have our good friend Pete Monsingo on a future episode. Yeah, and I know
Oh my
he's your
God.
friend, and I know you guys just
Yes.
went viral a couple of times. So, how did that come to be? And like, can you tell us that whole story?
So Pete and I met, I want to say 3 years ago at YouTube Summit. It's this
Mm.
event that YouTube hosts once a year for their top um, creators around the world. And we both, I think we bonded over the fact that we did not know who Colin and Simia were. I know, I know.
That's
Shorts creator right
no,
here.
that's okay. That's okay.
Terrible.
Colin smears like outside my door. Like what?
Yeah, like, excuse you, Shu. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah.
Sorry. But now I do. That's all that matters. And so the week after VidCon this year, we met up and we're like, I pitched him the idea of what I wanted to do. He was like, great, I'll do these ideas. And then we just like sat down, spent 5 hours filming that one video.
Wow.
Yeah, yes, because if people go to my YouTube page and look up me and Pete, they'll see this video called When You Meet Your Boyfriend's Mom for the First time. And it's like me
Mhm.
meeting his mom, who's
Mhm.
also very oftentimes in his videos.
Yeah. Shout out
And
Vicky.
ciao, Vicky, you're the best. Thanks,
Yeah.
mother-in-law. It's like there's a lot of props, a lot of like changing costumes and things like that. But I think the effort very much was worth it because the
Mhm.
video I think is like 30 million views on YouTube now.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
did
it's
well.
so funny too. Okay, so we're
Absolutely.
gonna play a little game, but essentially we want you to hot potato a question for our next guest. Basically, if you could ask them anything, it could be deep, it could be meaningful, it could be funny, and they'll answer your question, and then they'll pass a question on to the next one after that too.
Okay, my question to the next guest is, when they feel burnt out or stuck in their careers, what is the biggest motivating factor that helps them get out of that rut?
Ooh, that's a fantastic question. Oh my gosh. Wait, I need to hear what you would answer. Don't
Oh
leave us on a
my
cliffhanger.
gosh. Ah! Okay, I think for me, it's gonna sound really cheesy, but I think it's my family and a little bit of like a an Asian fear of disappointing my family.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. I get it.
I want to make my family proud, and I think in extension, also my fans. I've built up such a supportive fan base, and
Mhm,
I do feel a obligation to continue to provide a level of entertainment to them because I know it brings them joy. I read the comments, and a lot of them are like, "Oh, this is my favorite part of the day," or "Oh, always makes me laugh." And those kind of comments really inspire me and spur me to continue going because I know there's people relying on me. It's that sense of
mhm,
responsibility in me.
mhm.
Whenever I feel down, I go to the comments and I read the positive comments, and I'm just like, oh, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, you know? It's like that you get a newfound burst of energy. And it's more than just inspiration. It's like, what is
Yeah,
the word?
like passion, like you're really doing something so meaningful, like beyond the piece of content itself, you're doing something that really touches humanity. Not to also be cheap,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
true.
It's what's going to be on your gravestone when you pass, and it's what people are going to say about you when you're not there anymore. Like,
Mhm.
it's the legacy that you're leaving. So I do feel a big sense of responsibility towards that, and that keeps me going.
That is such a good answer. Oh my God, I can't wait to see what our next guest is going to say to that. I feel like mine would be so superficial, like a strong espresso martini and a vacation booked.
Man, those are
Yeah.
great things too.
Is she hanging on by a thread? I don't know.
Love it.
So what's coming up? I guess, I mean, I feel like you
Hmm.
never take a break at all, which I guess is just like creator life. But are
Hmm.
there exciting projects in the pipeline?
I've been doing a lot of speaking roles this year, and so my next speaking role was is going to be at South by Southwest in Sydney, and that's October the 13th. Yes, so if anybody's going to be in Sydney, October 13th to the 17th, hit me up.
Mm.
I'm creating a long form series called Baby Shoe and Friends. B&H actually supported me in providing me some gear, so we're using that. The Sony A7 IV that'll come out next month. We're in talks with a streamer right now, so that also will come out like probably in like in sync.
Yeah, that's pretty busy. That's a pretty busy winter on the horizon.
Yeah,
I'm excited for you.
yes. I'm excited. I think I just love being able to wake up and call myself an actor and content creator.
Yeah.
What a wild life.
Shu, thank you so much for joining us. And honestly, I could not imagine kicking off this podcast without you. So thank you so
Um,
much. Where can all the people follow you on all the channels if they're not already in that 14 million cohort?
yes, my handle is the one shoe, SHU, on all platforms.
I'm going to keep an eye out for Baby Shoe to drop on YouTube.
Hmm.
Make sure
Hmm.
to everyone follow the BH Creators team as well. We are bh.creators on Instagram and we are B&H Creators on TikTok. And thank you again, Shu, so much. See you guys all in the next one.